Hey guys, it's the Bearded Board Gamer here again for another board game review, and today I'm reviewing PowerPlay, the deck building game. This is brought to you by Criptizoic Games. Let's get to the table, and we'll see how it plays, and then we'll come back and see how I like it. Alright, so here I have the game set up for 2 players. The goal of the game is to recruit your team members to go up against the other team to score the most goals. And the person, once this stack is done of goalies, the game ends. And then at the end of the game, you count your goals, and whoever has the most goals is the winner of the game. Each player starts with a captain card. Each captain card has a special ability. Like Henrik Zetterberg says, once during each turn of your turns, you may discard 2 cards. If you do, you may draw a card, which is great because in this deck, there are some cards that are going to make you not have power, so they're pretty much deck cloggers, which is great because then you can discard them, possibly draw up a better card. And the cards that buy cards, they're power. On the corner of each card has a cost, and that's how much power you need to play to buy that card. You can buy any amount of cards that you can afford in the stack, or the lineup as they call it. So on my turn, I have a pass, tangled on the boards, which are the deck cloggers. As you can see, they say no effect, and a power card. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to play my ability. So I'm going to discard those 2 cards to draw a card, which really didn't help me. So I have 3 power I can use to buy any card I want. Now I can buy from here, or if there's nothing I can afford in this lineup, I can buy a slap shot card, which gives me 2 power for 3 money, which I might do so. And then when I'm done, I buy the card, put it in my discard pile, and then I draw back up to 5 cards. So I ran out of cards because I discarded 2 to draw 1. Then what you do is you shuffle your cards up, and then draw back up to 5. Now it would be the other player's team. If you are not from the Michigan area, I'm going up against Sidney Crosby. If you would know, we do not like Pittsburgh. We do not like Crybaby Crosby. So why not go up against him, right? So he has 4 pass. So he has, 5 pass. I can't even count. So he has 5 power to buy anything. So he's going to buy this defense card. Defense cards are great because if I take a shot on goal, he can play a defense card to add 2 to my shooting ability to try and get past him. So think of it as I'm trying to skate my way up. I think I can deke my way past, and he's in the way, so it makes it harder for me to shoot. So when he buys that card, he would put it in his discard, and a new card will be revealed. He'll draw back up to 5, and then it's my turn again. This will keep on going until somebody tries to take a shot on goal. When you take a shot on goal, you'll take the token, the PowerPlay token, you'll put it in front of you and say, I'm going to try and take a shot on goal. So you're going to play as many power cards as you have, which I don't have enough, obviously. And if an opponent does not play a defense card, you were able to beat the 9 power, then you would take that card, put it in front of you for game-ending score. You would draw the next card, and a new goalie would be replaced, putting that in front of you, and then the game would keep on going on until this stack is complete. If the deck runs out before you are done with the goalies, the game ends. There are other cards that will give you, like penalty cards. So this will go in your deck. It will clog up your deck until you play it. So they all are the same, and it says here, during your turn, reveal all penalty cards. If you reveal 2 or more penalty cards during your turn, Put them into the penalty stack, and your turn is over. Place a destroyed penalty back in the stack. Some cards will allow you to do better things with penalty cards. There are other cards like skill cards. Skill cards are great, like the one-timer here. Whenever you play a pass this turn, reveal the top card of your deck. If it's an attacker, draw it. If not, discard it. So, I mean, it's another way if you have a bad card, and if you draw a card and it's a bad card, you may discard it. But if it's an attacker, like the blue cards, you may draw it. Attackers are power cards. They're usually for shooting on your goal. So like this one, +1 power during shot on goal, and you get to draw a card. There are many different cards that are like that. There's also maneuver cards like the forecheck. The forecheck, put 2 attackers from your discard pile on your top deck, which is great. The body check, +2 power. You may destroy a card in your hand or discard pile, so you may get rid of those deck cloggers, like the starting cards, and make your deck a lot better. There's the face-off specialist. This is the first card you play this turn. Discard your hand and draw 4 cards. So it's a good way of drawing up better cards if you have a terrible hand. Otherwise, it's 2 power. The maneuver and skill cards are great, but you're really wanting these blue power cards or the blue attacker cards, because they're really going to help you out on your shots on goal. So gold cards start at 9, and then they work their way through. They have different levels. Level 1, level 2 is 10s, level 3s are 11, and then level 4s are 12s. Like I said, this will keep on going until the game ends, and then you count up the amount of goals. Whoever has the most is the winner. So let's go back up top, and we'll discuss how I like this game, if I like this game, and if you should buy it. And there you have it. That's how you play PowerPlay, the deck building game. This game is best with 2 players. It makes more thematic sense, 2-on-2, team versus team kind of thing. I really enjoy this game. I have a couple bummer parts about it. The bad thing is they had it set and in mind to release an expansion each quarter, going along with the hockey season. Being a hockey lover, that would have been great. So it would have been All-Stars, and I believe they were going to do a Stanley Cup one. And that was kind of a bummer that it didn't make it that far. The other bummer is most of their criptizoic deck building games have locations. Now, they don't have locations in this deck. I would have thought it would have been amazingly thematic if they had the different team rinks, ice arenas, if you would, as your location. So, like, if it was at this time, it would have been Joe Louis. Joe Louis would have gave you a special ability throughout the game. You would have been able to keep it out and things like that. Overall, like I said, I really, really enjoy this game. My wife likes these deck builder games. She prefers the Lord of the Rings one over all of them. This one I was debating on getting rid of, but I honestly want to keep it. As much as I don't play it, it's one of those games, it's like, well, I own it. I love hockey. There's not too many hockey games out there, and I would actually prefer to keep it, just because I like hockey. You get different stacks of captains. I like that. Each captain has a different ability. It's not like other ones where if you use the ability, you gotta flip it over, or because it's like the captain is the best player on the team, so that makes sense. The Sidney Crosby one gives you +1 power for each different skill you play. So if you have multiple different skills, I don't think there's a bunch of the same skills. They're usually all pretty different, but there is one. Let me see if I can find it. The Enforcer. So the Enforcer lets you +2 power for any addition and an additional +2 power for each penalty card you have in your discard pile. So if you have this card, it's the only one in the deck, which is a very powerful card. So if you have this card, it's like, well, I want to get as many penalties as I can without making my deck really clogged up. But then it's going to give me a +2 for each one that's in my discard pile, and hopefully you can get it. But that's where the discarding and destroying cards come in handy. I like the screenshots that they have of it. It's really awesome, I think. Although like I said, I like hockey, so it's kind of like looking at a trading card, if you would. So I mean, if you can handle looking at trading cards with the stills on those, it's pretty much the same thing. Like I said, I'm gonna keep this game. I like it a lot, but it doesn't get to the table a lot. So if you want a good, different kind of deck building game, it really has thematic value in it with the whole building your team. Think of it as like a fantasy hockey team online. But other than that, yeah, I love the game. So check it out, and to quote Wayne and Garth, game on!